గారు?
Yes, sir. Proceed.
Yeah, we will proceed, sir.
Sir.
We can start, sir, because already Fayan sir has joined. You can introduce our sir to the audience, please.
I am introducing now, sir. I am very much happy to introduce Dr. Srivastava. Dr. Srivastava working as a professor and head, School of Computing, University of Engineering and Technology, Roorkee. Dr. Srivastava has over 18 years of teaching and industrial experience. He received his PhD in computer science and in artificial intelligence, and he is an artificial intelligence developer, researcher, and practitioner and educator. He has publication of 12 books and 55 articles in very reputed journals. He is an active machine learning researcher and regularly teaches courses and maintains resources for the data scientist. He is a member of the technical program committees for several technical conferences and editorial member of reputed journals. He has chaired, participated, and presented at conferences at seminars in India and across the world. Apart from academic pursuits, he has shouldered many administrative responsibilities in various capacities. His research has pioneered developments in ensemble learning, outlier detection and profile discovery, AI, data science, machine learning, big data, and very excited area, green computing. So the fact that such a great person is a resource person for this FDP gives us a lot of pleasure. Now I request you to share your insights in AI and the future of humans. Srivastava sir, very happy to see you. Please continue, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir, for such nice introductions. But the sessions, I am sharing my screen first, and already it is 5:3. Yeah, fine. Fine. Let's just start the session. First of all, I welcome all the faculty members who are joining in this session. And my title of the session is Artificial Intelligence and the Futures of Human. And nowadays, everyone are aware that without the artificial intelligence, nothing is possible. That is how we are accepting the rises of AI. Fine. By the Jana and this is what they say that the rise of artificial intelligence will make most people better off over the next decade. But many have concerns about how advances in AI will affect what it means to be human, to be productive, and to be exercise free well. Why the concept of AI is rises nowadays because everyone is seeking. The people are totally dependent on the time variance, and all the human intelligence are to be inculcated in this artificial intelligence things, where we have defined the difference between the intelligence and the artificial intelligence. That if we mean about the intelligence, it is the computational part ability to achieve goals in the world. Means you have to calculate certain things, and you know what to do. Means you have a thinking capability at a certain point of view. You have a more options to think. But in the AI, you have to design intelligent computers and the program for a specific thing. And this is like you have to contain the similar task of using the computers to understand the human intelligence. For example, nowadays you have seen many robots are to be prepared, and even government of India is designing the thing that is called the Kavach. Designing the Kavach. And this devices, and even it is at the drone, we have to define certain tasks to do what to do at that particular time. Means individual tasks that we are repeating again and again are to be handled with this intelligent computers based on the making the program readability, and it doesn't confine to the methods that are biologically observable. Fine. So now how we define this rise of AI in the forming of the four labels that we are doing. That is, first, how we are able to thinking humanly and thinking rationally, because we have to think two types mainly, whether you have in the human type of thinking or you have a rational thinking. Humanity means what? That you are thinking for the particular view, for taking care of all the features that won't affect the main properties of this. So this is the four levels of AI. First, think humanly, means how to greet the person. Is it the same way that we are greeting this, or think rationally? Which type of this occasion is? Whether it is an occasion of shaking the hand or whether it is an occasion of mourning the things. Means we have defined this four level in the process of the thinking and the acting. Either it is the thinking humanly or thinking rationally, or we have to act as a humanly or act rationally. That is the main four level of AI, and we all of us is working and thinking on this. Let's consider one nowadays one example, that if you are entering any in transportations or the vehicles or even in the classrooms, what your role is. You want to that the students will greet you at a particular moment of time. But if it is an AI based class, in that circumstances, what you will do? Some robots will be teaching the classes and they will greet based on the students. If the students are standards in the class, then the thing that the object detections or something else that you implemented for a particular, that you will find all the students are standards and greets you. It means that your artificial intelligence robots will be think humanly. But if the number of students in the class is 60 and only 30 students are standards, then they will think rationally. If the students in which you are running the classes, that are to be this. So these are the four factors and the four level of the AI that we work in the different directions of this. So what this four AI mainly impact you? It will be impact on the four main these areas. Either in the areas of transportation, these are the mainly main sectors where it will be affected, and that is transportation, education, manufacturing, media, healthcare, and customer service. These are the main factors where artificial intelligence are impact in nowadays, and it will be totally, it is AI based till 2032, and that will be decided. That's what the Bill Gates says, AI can be our friend. If we are not able to make AI as a friend, it is impossible to look for a long time. In the transportation, you will find it, there are many features are to be introduced in transportation and even the education areas, and manufacturing and media and healthcare and this. So if you look one by one for this transportation, so what you will find, every this 8 sectors, we are using a concept of that is called the virtually, how industry is affecting the human beings in the form of some virtual assistant, or in the form of some the task that is repeated by the humans again and again, by providing some good and questionable things that to be occurred. In the same cases, when you are taking the manufacturing industries, then you have to look for how much task is to be covered by a person or by the robots, which type of sizes they can pick and how much time they are to miss. We are working on the optimization of the things. When we are working for optimization of the thing with the machines, then 24/7 concepts are to be introduced. Means 24/7 the work is to be run by the SERI, because every virtual assistants are now available in the websites or something else with the equipment, that if you have some basic questions to be asked, this Siri or Alexa will be easily handle it. But if it is required for the human intelligence, it will never matches with the human intelligence of the phenomena. For example, someone asked with this virtual assistant, I am hungry. then the questions are in the repeated form. Fine. Whether you are more hungry or less hungry, or whether you are looking for a fruit, again they are asking of the choices. Means whatever the steps that are given. But in the cases of the matches with the humans, you directly ask. Fruit means which type of fruits. So these are not to be calculated, but it is now this is an era of 24/7. Means anytime, anywhere, anything you can eat. Means there is no concept of holidays nowadays. This will be the things that will impact our human. The main cause is that what Duffy says, that the purpose of artificial intelligence is to re-engineer the human mind. Okay? We have to go for one by one. In the same cases, the third case is the hedge funds are using AI to beat the stock market. Why? Because they have to calculate the previous data, and based on data, they have to identify at what point of time which shares are more profitable. The second, even the Google is utilizing to diagnose the heart disease more quickly and accurately, because they have a sample of data, and based on the sample of data, they are characterizing the values, and based on these values, the accuracy of the K factors or the R factors are to be minimized, and it should be in that form. For example, we know that the data distribution is this format. Even we have to calculate for binomial distributions, Poisson distribution, and these things. So you know, whenever you go for this, the data binomial distributions, we have to identify whether it is in the which mode, either it is the fixed or independent or sample size, or whether we have a more options for characterizing the same things, then we have go to the Poisson distributions. Now they have a collections of all the symptoms, and based on the symptoms, they will optimize the result that is nearer to the which type of diseases are to be occurred. Therefore, there is a facility nowadays. Many hospitals are introduced for entering all the data, and based on the symptoms, they are able to identify, and even they have a X-ray that is totally AI based. They will identify it, and you have to go to that room, and you will find it easily. Now the third is the thing is that you have a customer service online. Fine, they have deploying some AI bots to serve the customer online. For example, let's understand, if you are searching for fan, or if you are searching for LCD TV, in that cases they are using the recommended system, and that they are able to lapping the human made from them. Now, artificial intelligence is shaping the futures of humanity across nearly every industry. It is already the main driver of emerging technologies like big data, robotics, and IoT, and it will continue to act as a technological inverter for the foreseeable future. Means everything will be imagined as a world in which AI will work for productivity, live longer, and have cleaner energy. Right? So this is the issue we have impacted in this. In a very soon, we are totally dependent on this AI, and the human intelligence will always for this, but the tasks are to be optimized in particular manner. So these are the bright side of the future. First is precision medicine that we have considered, driverless car, implantables, and virtual. What is this precision medicine? Here we have to understand all the genetics problems that is related with the environment and the styles, and it can help determine the best approach to prevent or treat a certain diseases. Means we have to consider all the factors, whether the human are suffering from this type of errors, whether they have the genetics error, whether their fathers or forefathers have the same type of error, whether all are high blood pressure oriented, or they have some these things in the lifestyle matters. And the second is the digital repetitives, where the customer designed drugs. So this type of drugs are to be maintained in this, and it will improve diagnosis based on the features of the teachers and the features of the features engineering, which helping human life longer and healthier life. So these are the first is the precision of the medicines, that this type of medicines are there. So if you enter in this any hospitals, they will first Now all the decisions are based on the test, not based on the what they have studied. First of all, they will look for the testing, whether you go for this all the uric acid and this thing, and based on this, they will decide what the data you have. Now, driverless car, it is totally a Tesla that is introduced. There is a less chances of fatal driving accidents, and it will forecast that 70% of all my drivers in 2025 all have some autonomous vehicles become mainstream and main death for the driver everything of the past. Means there is a less chances of death or accidents. The reason is that they have introduced some computer vision of techniques that can identify the object at the particular end. Therefore, even the Mahindra introduced SUV this thing for running this. So now this in this era, we are totally moving through the intelligence of the humans that is adapted in this machine. The third is implementable. If you heard a story in this Charak Sangita or something else, you will find it in the earlier days. If some persons are high-tempered persons, then what they are using at that time, they use a needle in the right side of the brain, and they can put it on this, and they can make all the surgery what they are required. The cerebrums are to be confined in a certain manner, and after looking for 15 days, the high-tempered person changes to a very cool guys. Means the needles are to be used imparted in that time. Now, in the same cases, this type of surgery, for example, the conditions nowadays for this, the paralysis and blindness and action addictions, we have to go for implantable of the reprogram. Okay, what the things are to be required, which cerebrums are to this. So for this, we have augmented and upgraded ourselves in a few short years. And for example, a monkey with implants in his brain made by Elon Musk company, Neural Inc., is now able to play Pong using just his thoughts. Means what they are thinking for this and how we are implemented in the monkeys is now able to play ping pong. Imagine what humans could be able to do once this is commercialized. So now implemented is totally adoption of brain-machine interface. And this is a very big area, and nowadays many one have chosen this brain-machine interface for this research purpose. Now, AI also provide virtual assistants in the form of Siri, Alexa, and other programs that uses natural language processing to understand and perform tasks given by humans are taking off. If many tasks are taking off with the Siri and everything, even if you want to open your AC or the rooms or the cameras or the locks, or everything are to be handled by this Siri and Alexa. Now you are free for even they understand which type of things are required at that moment, and it will be play a more life in the future when virtual assistants are connected to robots and a part of singularities. Now these are connected; they can all follow the orders from the voices of this. Now we have to see the dark sides of the AI future. Mainly, we have considered this dark sides of the first is the mass surveillance. In the mass surveillance, you will find it what the China is doing, China societal credit systems, or even for the COVID-19 passport, you have given all the data related to you, and based on this, they have analyzed and make a chatbot to understand all these features. So in this is a big technology company. China social credit system expanded the surveillance not only the digital world but to all aspects of life, and it will be always used for the data for behavior. Okay, at what time you not trustworthiness and placing documents control on their population. In the same way, we have to go for the COVID-19 passport. Many fear that this is the first step towards rolling out this type of control across the Western country. So now, whenever this Watson will be introduced by the IBM in 2028, you are unable to understand how these things are to be known, and based on this data set, they have affected the working styles of and the thinking of the human persons. Now, the next is the big war. At what factor the AI will decide winning and the losing? With unmanned, unwater vehicles, considered as smart robotic devices, drone, robot, and precision-guided missiles. Modern warfare supremacy will be decided by the technology. Because the robots are so quicker to decide what to do at the particular point of view, because the input that they have inserted in this is stronger, more accurate, and follow orders much better than human, and could make soldier obsolete. In this dark side of the future, we have to understand which data are to independent and which functions are so implemented in this over. Based on this AI implementation and the machines, there is a massive job losses. Udal City CEO Gav told that we estimate 1 billion people will lose their job due to AI by 2030, and that COVID-19 pandemic has only accelerated his change. So in terms of the scale, if we are taking care of this widespread job losses, could rivals the move away from agricultural labor during the 19th in the United States and Europe. And unfortunately, this technology trend is inevitable and will likely increase inequality and place power in the hands of a few. This is not a case that what we are doing, the same repetitive tasks are to be assigned to the machines. If every task is assigned to the machines, then what the human being and how we are doing for analyzing these things, how we will estimate some causes. There is only a fix, which what the input that you have inserted in the form of code in the robots, they will deliver the same output, but for the variability, this is not the things that you are taking care of, right? So in that case, if you say that if it is a T time, then it will deliver you a T. But if you are not interested in that, then the losses of these things. So although it is there, but we are interested for taking care of these things. Now it will affect the socio-economic equality also, because not we are in the era of capturing the low skills people, we are in the era for capturing the medium skills people, because all have equipment with the machineries. Now there is a very less income gap between the middle skills and the high skills labor. According to the UN, 71% of the world population live in countries where inequality has grown. And the share of income going to the top 1% of the global population increased in 46 out of 57 countries with the data. A scenario of the task rate divide between the masses who work for class that design and train algorithm system, and an ultra wealthy that owns the algorithm is not too far fetched. Means if the persons who are not acquainted with this technology, it is very tough to survive in this current scenario of the world. Because if you are not acquainted with this Siri, Alexa, and everything, then your life is so miserable. So it will create a gap between the skill-oriented persons and those who are not aware of this thing. So these, what the UN has, 75% population lives in countries where inequality has grown. Due to these factors, we are unable to decide whether we opt this artificial intelligence technology or whether we stay for the normal piece of life that is based on what the decisions that are to be decided at that particular moment of time. These are the concerns of experts. In the form of human agency, data, job loss, and dependency lock-in. In human agency, individuals are experiencing a loss of control over their lives. Because it will work as a black box tool where the coded are written and it is totally digitized. Means whatever you are the thing that is to be matched by the smart band watch that you have already viewed. Right? And someday you have movement 10,000 steps, and another day you have 3,000 steps. And the next day you already walk for 7,000 steps, and someone is 20,000. Now they will give you the average, and based on the average, your treatment will be okay. But here the decisions making is totally decided based on the digital life that you have. If we are totally digitized, the tools we have dependent. The people lack input and do not learn the context about how the tools work. Right? So means you totally drive your behavior, your emotional things, and even your decisions are based on the data that you have. Right? Means if your employees are doing some work within 20 minutes, and some employees are doing some work, the same work in 2 hours, then how you are able to differentiate? If you are time-oriented persons, if your equipment and the tools and what they will decide that these are the better, but and the qualities are to be suffered. So they sacrifice independency, privacy, and the power over us. They have no control process, and it will definitely affect the defense on automated system become more prevalent and complex. Right? Then the qualities, then the robots will never respond what you are saying. Even we are designing the Sophia, the human robot. They have equipped sensation, motion in your eye, changes object detection based on which type of looking, how they are getting. But is it every time they will decide it? Because they have the same appearance, same sacrifice independence and privacy by their own. Even one experiment say that when it is implemented for 4 and 5 robots, when we are implemented, so they have their own thinking power. When their own thinking power really arises, it won't feel that it will be inputted for most prevalent and the complex things. Now, second is the data abuse, because most AI tools will be the hands of companies, and they are using tools for striving for profit and government striving for power. Right? So value and ethics are often not baked into the digital system, making people decisions for them. These systems are globally networked and not easy to regulate or rein in. Means if you are for a particular time, if it is for the profit of the government having all the power, then it is totally a technological type of areas. Here the humans, what the ethics are to be there, that is to be the scribes, and it will be owned with the define the values of this thing. Now the same, if the efficiency is measured in the terms of tools or in the terms of code-based machine intelligence, then it will definitely disrupt all aspects of humans. This is how the efficiency of the human are measured in terms of quantity. Right? If one person think for within a minute what to decide, but the robots, only the fixed data are to be in this. While some expect new job will emerge, others worry about the massive job losses, widening economic divides, and social upset, including populist uprising. If the technology changes, not the cases that every job is around 1990, when someone says that if everything is done through internet or the computers, then there is a loss of justice. But no, the scenarios are changes, because everything that it introduced, some other form of the jobs are always there. So these are the things. The third is the mayhem. If some predicts futures erosions of traditional socio-political structures and the possibility of great loss of life due to accelerated growth of autonomous military applicants and the use of weaponized information, lies, and propaganda to dangerously destabilize humans' growth. Some also fear cybercrime criminals reach into the economic system. Means if you are using the same this artificial intelligence cup of thinking power in this, it will definitely disturb the socio-political structures. And if it is in the same way, if it is in the military, it will be automated on this. Now, dependence lock-in. Many see AI as augmented human capacity, but some predicts the opposite. That people deepening dependence on machine-driven networks and will erode their ability to think for themselves, take action independent of automated system, and interact effectively with the others. Right? So these are the dependence lock-in that we are using, and I know for this we have to create value-based system that will develop policy to assure AI will be directed at humanness and common good. This adopts a mindset mentality to build inclusive, decentralized, intelligent digital networks used for the imbibe empathy that will help aggressively ensure that technology meets social and ethical responsibility. Some new level of regulatory and certification process will be necessary. Who will use some laws must be there for this value-based system. So we have to must ensure that it should be on a humanness and for the common good purpose. Second, we have to privatize people, means reorganize economic and political system towards the goal of expanding humans capacity and capability in order to heighten human AI collaboration and strong strength that would compromise human relevance in the face of program intelligence. Means after economic and political system to be better helps human race and the robots. Means we have to maintain this directly personalities with this AI thoughts and the humanism. So within I know this is the time for leaving this office. So I tried my best to cover this topic within the time. If you have any questions, I am happy to answer your query. Thank you.
To the participants, if you wish to ask queries or interact with the professor, you can have an interaction, please. Dr. Srivastava, it's a wonderful presentation. I don't know how much time you have taken for preparing all this content with all these images and pictures. And now we'll just wait for a few minutes so that some of the participants may interact.
No, this is the closing hour of any office. That we have to say.
And we
That's
have
why
more.
I know and I understand.
Anyway, Dr. Srivastava will have.
If it is the last class, then you have to maintain like this thing.
It is crystal clear. It's very clear and very succinct also. It is crystal clear. So most probably, I think some of the participants might interact with you. Participants, if you wish to interact with the professor, please unmute yourself and you can have an interaction. Dr. Prasad Garu, please proceed. Dr. Prasad. Dr. Srivastava, it's really a privilege watching you online, and you have covered a lot of interesting activities. Actually, I have gone through your entire presentation. It's really a privilege to have you on this FDP, sir, and hope you will collaborate in future endeavors also. Thank you very much, sir. Srivastava, thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Have a nice day, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. I will be in touch with you. Thank you.